I've been getting a lot of questions recently from people asking me, where did the idea of Baby Kill the Cat come from? And of all the influences and all the things that have inspired me, I could say there's this one thing that actually brought the story to life in my mind. And that one thing is this book right here, which is entitled Another by author and illustrator Christian Robinson. So Christian Robinson was born in 1986. He had a very, very complicated childhood, and from my understanding was raised by his grandmother, who encouraged him as an introvert and a quiet kid to follow his interest in illustration and drawing. Christian grew up and then later went on to study at the California Institute of Art. After that, he worked with Sesame Street, Pixar Animation. Then he became an illustrator for children's books. How I found the book was that one day I was at a book fair, and from across the room, I saw the cover of Another, and for some reason it pulled me in. As you see, there's an image of a little girl and a cat. So then when I picked it up and I started reading through it, I noticed that there were no words at all, which is pretty interesting for a kid's book. So as I looked on into the story, more and more I started seeing the story about a cat and a little girl and this cat that disappears. So as this cat decides to venture off, this little girl decides to follow the cat. And this cat takes her into this incredible, weird, inversed world where everything's upside down. And also everything is in pairs. So she has a twin in this inverse world. The cat has a twin in this inverse world. All the other kids have twins in this inverse world. And it's this weird space where they play and they exist. That spurned the idea for Baby Kill the Cat. As Baby Kill the Cat is technically a story about a neurodivergent nonverbal child who everyone believes is kind of responsible for the recent disappearance of the cat. Just like how this book has no words, I love that our character Ryan in our story is not able to use language to defend herself. To me, it's a metaphor for truth, it's a metaphor for justice, it's a metaphor for parenting, it's a metaphor for how the voiceless can't speak up for themselves and they can't tell you exactly what you need to hear to help everyone understand what really happened. And that's why I love this book, Another. And I also would love for you to go check out Christian Robinson's work. He's an author that does not shy away from telling stories about children that may not be something that we as adults may not always feel comfortable in telling, but I think stories like his and stories like Baby Kill the Cat will be super impactful to those who get the opportunity to watch it. So thank you so much for tuning in. It's always great to have a chance to speak with you directly, and I pray that you are mindfully motivated to keep going and that you chase your dream no matter what obstacle stands in your way. This is Neville Shaw from Make a Scene. Have a good one.